Hey, welcome to Brooklyn. Welcome to GardenFork Radio. This is Eric. I'm your host. This is usually a eclectic DIY podcast. Today, one of those walk and talks. I'm in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, where I live, and I'm on my way to get my Moderna COVID vaccine booster shot down at the Brooklyn Army Terminal, which is a phenomenal complex of buildings. So welcome. This is I thought I'd give you a little tour and talk about specifically 3 things you can do. It's called Giving Tuesday, I think. And these 3 things don't cost any money. I mean, if you have money and you want to give it away, we can talk about that too. But that is a beer truck. Do you have beer trucks in your town? They look like kind of a short semi-truck with the roll-ups because everyone drinks beer. Anyway, walking down the Brooklyn Army Terminal, I am also on the hunt for the at-home coronavirus test kit. The camera operators requested I get some of these for her work-related things. So yeah, it's a good day. We are above ground, right? Our ears are working. The internet works, because if you got this podcast, it came through the internet, so that's a good thing. 5th Avenue and 50th Street. I'm going to the Duane Reade. I don't know if it's a Walgreens now or I don't know if did Walgreens buy Duane Reade or did Duane Reade buy Walgreens, but I wanted to go to my local pharmacy, which is literally on my corner, but they're not open yet. So I'm just going to step in here. I'm going to put my mask on and walk in and ask if they have any. All right, so I'll be back in a second. All right, the Duane Reade Walgreens, they had sold out of them. $23.99 was the price I saw there on the little shelf sticker. But they suggested that I go down to the Rite Aid. I don't know if you have Rite Aids across the country or not, or across the world. But we'll go there next. All right. So it's cold. It's not as cold as it is up at the house. There's snow up at the house. We had a vegan Thanksgiving with my vegan friends, which I loved. I cook turkey when asked. I am the deep fry turkey guy when asked, but I did not miss the turkey, you know? So, all right, 3 things that you can do to help other people. Doesn't cost any money. The third one is my favorite, so stick around for that one. The first one is to volunteer your time. Volunteer you and your skills and your time somewhere locally. There are tons of groups that need help, and they can't afford to hire people, or they need people with your skills. I'm in the local Lions Club up at our house, and we are looking into becoming a nonprofit, a 501c3. It's kind of complicated why the Lions Club is not a nonprofit. It's a service organization. But he just recently retired, and he is a lawyer with some expertise in finances, so that's perfect. He's already volunteering to be in the Lions Club, and instead of us having to talk to someone that costs money to file these papers, he's going to do it himself. So what could you do? What skills do you have? Are you an organizational kind of person? A lot of groups need that. Oh, we're at the Rite Aid here. I'm going to go inside, okay? Hold on. All right, score for the COVID test kit. I got 2 of them because I think the camera operator will probably need to do what's required at work several times. They're going to, I don't know what they're doing, but they're having some sort of a get-together, and they all need to be tested to be together. I think that's good. So I'm psyched about the booster shot. I'm just psyched that it seems like every other corner in New York you can get a vaccine, and I am testament to the fact that it is working and it does not have side effects. I mean, I felt like I was hungover for the day when I got the shot, but that's a small price to pay to keep my family safe and everyone else safe, and me from clogging up the hospital system, you know? So I'm on 53rd Street here, and because I'm not quite sure, the Army terminal's at 59th, I think, but the BQE, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, and what's the other, the Grand Central, the Cross, what's the other expressway out there that goes near the Verrazano? Anyway, where 3rd and 4th Avenue have to kind of, no, they run parallel. Anyway, I have to cross 3rd Avenue, which rides under the BQE, and at some point there are barriers to keep pedestrians from crossing all the way down there because, it gets just dangerous. Being New York, people with cars. But the volunteer thing, volunteer.org is a site that you can sign up for. Not sign up for, you just go there and type in your zip code and up pops some things. And those might seem like not exactly your thing. You can also just cold call a group or a church or a nonprofit and say, hey, do you have a volunteer program? I'm here, these are my skills, that kind of thing. As having been a person who, I ran a nonprofit for 9 years, it's a community garden here in Brooklyn. From the receiving standpoint, sometimes people might just, they might back off a little bit, like, okay, yes, we know you want to volunteer, just hold on and we'll get this sorted out, kind of thing. Because they at least us in the community garden this spring, we're going by Mr. Patel's Indian grocery here, where that's where I get my curry and stuff. But they get inundated by people wanting to volunteer. And my experience with that was, after this initial rush of, we're going to volunteer in the community garden, people just stopped coming to volunteer. And at the end of the year, there's like 4 people left to deal with everything. So just think about that on the receiving end. People are they might not, they're like, why aren't you greeting me with open arms? And it might be that they've gotten so many people coming and going, I'm going to volunteer for you and save your nonprofit or whatever. And the people that are working at that nonprofit, you know, it might be dysfunctional, yes, but it also might have a way of functioning that works for them. So just step lightly would be my advice on that. All right, we're walking alongside the BQE now. This is 55th. It's an industrial, this is the industrial part of my neighborhood, a commercial, I guess you'd call it. It's also called Asthma Alley because there are row houses down here, and people that live down here have higher incidence of asthma. Because of the elevated expressway, that does not surprise me at all. So, I don't know, I just love the mix and the energy in a place like this. So I'm gonna wait here at 55th and Cross. Can you imagine what it's like to drive a semi-truck in New York City? I could not do that. I ride my bike, but I'm pretty careful about that. So we're getting closer. Another large, here comes a tanker truck. This is a really long traffic light. All right, we got the walk signal. They have a delayed green on a lot of streets now in New York to make it more pedestrian friendly, because I'm amazed at who can drive a car around here. They just, I don't know. I'm wondering who taught them how to drive and how they actually got a license, which is the part I find amazing. But the delayed green allows the pedestrians, they got a walk signal, and all the lights are still red for about 30 seconds. And you can get pretty much across the highway. Well, we're walking under the highway. Here goes the city bus. Buses run. All right, so number 2 on how to volunteer. Walking by that NYU Langone Hospital, which is near my house here. So that's another reason I like to live here, is because the pharmacy is on the corner, the grocery store is on the corner. The hospital is, 9 blocks and a couple avenues away. And there's a lot of sounds here, isn't it? It's a garage door opening in the hospital. So the second way that you can help without spending money is to donate stuff. And I want to be careful with this, because so many people dump all their clothing in one of those boxes in the grocery store parking lot, and that really doesn't help people, from what I understand. I think most of it gets processed offshore and is used, essentially recycled into other materials like insulation. I know that's one thing they do with it. But more, if you have a car, you can donate your car. The more local you do that, I think the more effective it is. There are these nationwide car donation entities who, I don't know if they're legit or not. I mean, there's one that advertises on the radio nonstop here, and they have a song that is drilled into your head. But like the local public radio station here will take your car, and you get a a decent valuation receipt on that. Oh, there's a Dunkin' Donuts down here. There's a diner around the corner from here, and I wonder if it's open. I love how enterprising people are. Just in New York in general, it is the kind of place where anyone can start a business, and yeah, a lot of them fail, but it sounds like there's a concrete saw running up here, so I might have to turn this off. But you can, so that there's this diner that they just started. This is really loud, so hold on. You know, they cut up the street every other day here to do something. There's a lot of infrastructure underneath the street. There's electric, there's fiber optic, there's regular phone. Well, I guess regular phones are fiber optic now too. Gas lines, sewer lines, water lines. And that's a big generator it's running. I'm almost at the vaccine site. But also, like in my town upstate, the grade school parent-teacher organization collects scrap metal. And you can take your scrap metal to the local scrap metal place and tell them it's for the school PTO account, and you don't get any money for it, but the parent-teacher organization gets the money for it. So you can save up all your scrap metal and then take it there, and then the school's PTO gets that money. I'm right outside the the vaccination center. So I'm going to hit pause here, okay?
This is a Manhattan-bound stop is DeKalb Avenue.
All right. Colorful New York City. Atlantic and Flatbush, right near Brooklyn Academy of Music and Barclays Center, the arena. I'm gonna have ramen with my best friend Richard, who I've known a really long time. But I'm already, my arm is a little sore and I'm feeling a little tired. The vaccine, I'm stoked that we have it. It did. The two main ones made me pretty tired for the day, and this booster I think will do probably similar. There's a place across the street here called Brooklyn Baklava. Turkish delight. I love a really good baklava. Baklava that's made with corn syrup, I do not like. So, yeah, you were really interested in that, I'm sure. But anyway, I am so excited about the vaccines. That just gives me hope for our country. I know there's people that don't like them, but as you can tell, I do. Wow, that building is gone. A lot of condo towers going up around here. This is the gas company digging up the street. I think they're slowly replacing all the gas lines in Brooklyn. They're replacing them with it's a thick yellow plastic pipe, which I'm guessing is PVC or what's that other pipe? It's a plumbing pipe, but it's black. It has another 3-letter name. Anyway, super beautiful experience getting the vaccine. Of course, I was very chatty with everyone, but people are complaining about how government doesn't work, but at least here, the vaccine thing is just flawless. It's we have a app on our phones to show that we're vaccinated. New York State did that, and anyway, I'm gushing. So, third way to help without that doesn't cost any money. I'm sure you probably already know what I'm going to talk about, but that's to donate blood. A caveat here: not everyone can donate blood. There's kind of strict criteria, which some people may think is dated or just overly super cautious, but they have to be really super cautious with the blood supply, because you've seen the reaction to just a vaccine. Can you imagine if that kind of paranoia started about blood, in a hospital, and people are like, I don't want blood. I'm like, okay, well then maybe you won't live. But anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, people might think that it's a dated criteria for people that can and cannot, but I understand why they do it, why it's so strict, but the majority of people can, and I encourage you to try it. You can go to redcrossblood.org and find a place to donate, or call your local hospital. The hospital I go to has a full-time donor room, which I really like. Drink a ton of fluids, like 3 days before, drink extra water every day, and then after you donate, drink some Gatorade. That's what I find helps. At the place, they will give you some snacks and some juice, but I bring my own Gatorade now, and that seems to work. So let me know what you think about stuff you can give. I'm at my friend's house, and be well. It was good to talk to you. I'll see you in a couple days. GardenFork Radio is produced by GardenFork Media LLC in Brooklyn, New York. Our producer is Sean O'Neill. If you need an amazing podcast producer, Visit Sean's site, SeanInBrooklyn.com. That's Sean, S-E-A-N, in Brooklyn.com. Our executive producer is Jimmy Goose. For more information about Jimmy and the custom hollow books he makes, visit hollowbooks.com. The music in the show is licensed from audioblocks.com and uniquetracks.com.